Yeah. We definitely in the building. Hot mic, hot topic. And today we got a part 2 for y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is BJ Investigates. We definitely jumping in on this reaction. Hot mic, hot topic. Let's pop it.
If this is not the UGLY, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly, yeah, you ugliest quote going on in recent times, I don't know what exactly is.
Please do not send any hate or honestly comments of any kind to anyone mentioned in this video on behalf of me or yourself. The purpose of this video is to give my commentary and opinion on matters of public concern. Thank you. Order. Okay, everybody sit down. My video on Nova from Soft White Underbelly went viral, and some of the No Jumper affiliates are hollering like hit dogs. So I made a video last week about this little girl, underage, Nova from Soft White Underbelly. She became famous over there and all of that. Please do go and check that out if you haven't already. But apparently, I guess the whole internet has seen it because they got really upset about it. A couple people got kind of upset about it. We'll talk about that later, but I just want to reiterate the main points from the video. The main points I was trying to get across, I'm going to give them to you right here, is 4 of them. Number 1, Mark Leta from Soft White Underbelly is wrong, in my opinion, for putting this little girl out there. She went missing, indeed, after the video aired. Remember that Ebony alert? And now she's so famous that she doesn't even want to go outside her own house because people are calling her fast and whispering about her in the streets.
Remember the lady at the corner on Crenshaw?
She was like, oh, look, like that's that little girl, that bitch be everywhere, and da-da-da-da. And then she was talking, like I would just look at somebody and they'll just be whispering to somebody and they'll be looking at me whispering, so I don't know that they talk about me, and I would just act like I don't.
People love to talk about.
Yeah.
Everywhere we
that's
go.
That's all they can really do is
talk.
talk.
She don't want to go nowhere. Like,
yeah, like I be barely want to go out places. Like
Mark also said Nova was growing up beautifully, which I thought was creepy in my opinion, and the whole I like how you growing up and all that creeped me out. I didn't like that, and I wanted y'all to see it and take note.
I think Nova's great. I just love the way she's grown up and what she's turning into. I think she's amazing. You're growing up beautifully, Nova.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Number two main point from the video. Nova's mother, Tanea, and father, unknown to the public, have really failed her entirely and are continuing each and every day to fail her.
Mama, she don't really care about me, y'all. Like, bro.
Number 3, Adam 2216 Grand Mason is deranged, and he basically is propping up the normalization of this type of behavior, which is like selling underage children or buying them for apps. And then the 4th main point was this guy right here, ATM Richie. I think still I renew my request for him to be investigated for these admissions that he made on air 5 years ago. I say on air, it's actually just a published YouTube video. But it's 5 years ago. He was talking about putting women in dog kennels, putting cigarette butts out on them, bleach, I mean the whole 9 yards. I mean, it was just really astonishing that he wasn't picked up with anybody in a RICO.
And it's an ad on
Are you
here.
planning to move soon?
Yeah.
Ask Van Line's.
Yeah, like burning cigarette butts, putting cigarettes out on all type of shit, man, pouring bleach on bitches.
Now, a major part of the video that I made about Nova had to do with this RICO, this criminal indictment for what is being alleged to be a criminal gang. And Nova, they start spreading rumors online that Nova is the mysterious unnamed 14-year-old who's mentioned as a victim in this indictment.
Nova, which is the daughter,
her 15-year-old daughter, who is a
the daughter has been named as one of the minors.
How do you know that? I haven't seen any evidence of that. I see a lot of YouTube titles, but
it's in the paperwork.
Wait, really?
And it gives a description of dude that you named, the one that's not a Hoover, the kid with braces.
That came across my timeline. Okay, I did not go out and search for that. Of course, I start looking into it, and this ATM Richie guy, I mean, he just needs to be investigated, in my opinion. It's very scary what he's been saying. Now, he has come out, I will say, since my video. I don't know if it was in response to the video or not, but he has come out recently, and he has stated that, you know, he didn't really mean any of that. He prays for the children and all of that, so I guess.
I support the kids. All the kids love me, and I love them. I don't do none of that minor shit.
He said minor K.
Minor K is...
But then out of the other side of his mouth, which is the original side of his mouth from 5 years ago that he was talking from, he is talking about Nova being somebody's property, but maybe not his. He's here in this video right here. He says actually Nova belongs to the set.
Nova belong to like the set. Exactly, dead homies. She property of the dead. She property of the gang.
Yeah. So what are you talking about?
Huh? I don't know what these niggas talking about. Snoopy badass and got up there and said he heard.
Yeah, and that right there is a infraction. It's a major violation, actually. You know, definitely not an infraction for them to be talking about a minor like she property of the set. Like what the fuck you mean? Like in no way, shape, or form being involved in any type of gang activities. You condone any type of minor you know what I'm saying, involvement. That's crazy.
Right.
Daddy.
No, that's just a real daughter.
Yeah, man, we know the truth. We know the truth.
Again, I renew my request for this man to be investigated. He also doubles down in this other clip on no jumper, sitting in that cursed bench, that cursed bar stool that they picked up from the Ross Dress for Less or the TJ Maxx or whatever, sitting right there and says again, reiterates, even though he said he was joking, you know, here he is again. He would run over a minor with his car, even if the minor belonged to a fellow.
You know, when it interpreted in several different ways.
When it comes to grown business, yeah, minor K. When it comes to grown business, minor K, I catch you on a blade and I'm in my car, I'm not gonna stop for you. If the homie be like, oh, that's her, I'm gonna speed up on your stupid ass. Bam! Get your ass up out of here on the dead homies. Who even brought you? It's bad.
So anyway, yeah, okay, that was the main points of my video. Those are the main points. If you didn't watch it, there you go. Those are the points. But speaking of updates, I do have an update on Nova as well. She has made a question and answer video on her own YouTube channel, and she actually addressed some of the issues that came up in my video. Again, just like ATM Richie, she also did not mention my video, so I can't say that she made this in response to the video, but she says that she's now done walking on Fig, but then immediately states that you should hit her up, which you should absolutely not do, for meetups and content.
Do I still step on Fig? No. I don't sell this no more. But if you want to meet up or if you want to buy some content, text me on Telegram.
Now, Nova, if you recall, in my part 1 of this series, did say that her Instagram accounts keep getting removed because what she's actually trying to sell is illegal materials, considered to be illegal materials, and it should be. I also suggest that she or whoever owns the home invest in a 9-volt battery. The smoke alarm is killing me. Girl, the smoke alarm, please.
Police took my phone trying to investigate it.
Anyway, in that first video, it was an hour and 20-something minutes long. I definitely did not include everything that I could have or even wanted to include to try to mainly get those 4 main points across. There was a lot of stuff I left out, but I do want to just maybe circle back to some of the things I could have put in the video to give you some context of where I was coming from in the presentation of the information, but also just to give you some context of like what I actually think is very important here, and that is that this child is crying out for help. There's a clip here. This is from June this year. She's talking about weird stuff going on, not having a good time, and asking people to pray for her safety and for her life.
This is a little update. My life's been very, very hard lately. That's why I haven't been able to post a YouTube video. Y'all need to just pray for me.
Asking her audience to pray. Now, in my mind, I also am just remembering whenever, you know, this is during my investigation stage, this is also now, that when Nova went with her mom onto Soft White Underbelly to do that like book promotion interview thing for Mark Laita, she had said Mark saved her life, basically saved her life because it gave her a platform.
Yeah, Mark, you done gave my whole platform, huh?
I done did what?
I said Mark done gave me my whole platform. Like, he didn't help me on YouTube. Like, these interviews helped me on YouTube.
I mean, I feel like the interviews helped you. I feel like I done helped you every other month. I'm like, my daughter missing this, or if you find her. So it was like, through all of this promotion, a lot of people used to tell me, like, stop giving your daughter clout.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's like she taking credit for giving her promotion, but it's not really promotion. This is like a missing child that you reporting missing. And how is that promotion? You feel me? So you taking credit as a mother that, oh, I made you a star for giving you clout and promotion, but you really wasn't doing no promotion though. You was really trying to save your teenage daughter, right? That's the question. You was really trying to save your daughter, right? Like what you mean promotion?
I'm like, clout. This is our real life. Like, yes, clout now.
There was other people saying, you know, she was just so scared of like basically dying as an unknown person in the streets. And so here she is just in June, 3 months ago, saying, pray for my safety in my life. There's some weird stuff going on and I'm not having a good time.
But yeah, like it's been a lot of weird stuff going on around me. Like motherfuckers been stealing from me, like plotting on me, all type of weird shit, y'all. I just been having to, you know, watch my back on myself. Y'all need to pray for me. I need to pray for my safety, my life, my everything. Because people are like, bad stuff is happening to people, and you know, I'm not trying to be one of them people.
There's this. I don't even think I can actually show it, but the caption is just #help me. And we've been here before. She is doing what appears to be, I don't even know if I could say it. You know what? I could throw up a screenshot. Of what it is, and it's Adam Grand Mason, incidentally. Keep that later. But that's what I think, you know, is going on in the picture. That's what it appears to me. With the #help me, okay? Again, another cry for help. Another video right here of her saying, you ever just want to give up? You know, every time she tries to go home, the reason she runs away, the reason she ran away in the very first place, she said it in that first video you would have seen if you watched it, the very first time she ever even got drunk, was with a man, had a boyfriend, was because she was walking with her friend down the street. She left her mom's house because her mom is toxic. And there is video evidence of this out there, of Tania calling Nova a B-word, all kinds of just incomprehensible things you should never say to anybody's child, especially your own. But here's more proof of that. She tries to go home. Her mom doesn't really care about her. Here's this clip.
And y'all be saying it's me. It's not me. I be trying to go home and be, you know, right. Mama, she don't really care about me, y'all. Like, bro, she don't care. My brother came back, she really don't care. And it's not, oh, you're jealous of your brother. I'm never jealous of my brother. I love my brother, literally. I can't even be around him. Like, I'm getting kicked out the car and I have to get dropped off. Like, that shit weird. Don't let this internet fool y'all. Don't let whatever she posts when I'm with her for 3 minutes and literally after that she told me I gotta go. Don't let that fool y'all.
Another clip. If she tries to go home, she can't stay long before her mom wants her to leave. She's trying to make a joke of it, trying to make light of it in this video, I think. And then this one right here. Y'all ever wonder why I don't go home? And it's Tania saying that Nova is an evil, conniving B-word to her own baby child.
Bro. Okay. Okay, so I can't come with you?
Your life will be short.
So I can't come with you?
TikTok bitches can help you. And at the end of the day,
bro, you're talking about nothing, mom. Like, mom.
Oh, well, so what?
Mom.
Stop claiming me. Stop claiming me.
Bro, you keep posting me, bro.
Stop looking at my pages. Stop being obsessed with me. I'm somebody you'll never be. I have heart, I have dignity, I have morals, and I care about people. You're the complete opposite. You're an evil, conniving bitch. That's what you are.
She said, y'all wonder why I don't go home? Why I have to run away? Why I'm better off in the streets? I gotta say, it's a compelling argument. These are all things I could have included in that first video, but I didn't. Instead of staying at her house, she ends up having to stay other places. I don't know where she is here. With all these kids, the smoke alarm going on, that video, that clip we saw earlier, is kids crying. This is no place for a child to develop safely and securely, being called an evil, conniving B-word by their mother, and fast or anything else by other adults. Nova ends up obviously having to stay other places than with her mother or with her father, because they have better things to do, apparently. Here's a TikTok saying that she would rather stay in her car than eggplant cat emoji. What does that mean? Kind of reminds me of this documentary from 1983, where S-workers would live in a house.
A safer way for a prostitute to ply her trade is to work as a regular in an apartment or a house. Here, prostitutes work under the direction of madam. Prostitutes who work in-house receive their customers by appointment. They'd
call it different things among the ages, but, you know, I don't know if that's what's going on here. I really hope not. But how does a 14-year-old rent a room? 15, she's 15 now. How does a 15-year-old rent a room? A hotel, an apartment? Where's she stay? She's saying I'd rather stay in my car than eggplant cat emoji. Somebody can tell me what that means. I don't know. Here's another TikTok or a short or whatever. I'm not paying for this room. She said, let me get my stuff out of here because I'm not paying for this room, right before she picks up some gummies and says this is her.
Feastables.
Maybe she just said gummies. Hopefully it's not, but I think I remember her saying it.
Feastables.
I'm finna go, y'all, because I'm not paying for this room. Okay, so y'all look at these nasty ass
Feastables.
Like, who's finna eat this? Ew, what the fuck? Talking about some
Feastables.
No, y'all let that shit sit, and that's why it's getting us because it's molded. It's hoes outside walking out with no shoes on and shit.
Here's another video, heartbreaking, gut-wrenching. She posted of herself crying with a voiceover saying something about, I'm not going to compete for my spot, or I shouldn't have to compete for my spot. She's crying. This is a little girl. This is a teenage girl. She's not old enough to own the car that she's going to be sleeping in. So who owns it? Whose name is it in? Who bought it?
She did not help me get this car. I did the interview, Mark gave me the money, and I got my car. What you talk about? I was going to get paid for an interview regardless. Even if I did the interview by myself, I was still going to get paid.
Maybe she did, but how? How? Maybe you can buy a car as a kid. Maybe it's just insurance they won't give you. Speaking of her all but deadbeat mother and also father, but we're talking about the mother right now. I went back to her TikTok and I got a little bit more insight into that infamous New York trip that I covered in the first video. This is whenever Nova ran away. She was reported missing. Ebony alert. Tanea goes looking for her in New York, but then Nova kind of like crosses ships in the night and goes back to LA while Tanea's on the way up to New York. So I got a little more insight into that New York trip because Tanea just needed to post the whole thing on the internet, and it makes absolutely no sense. It makes no sense at all whatsoever to me. But I mean, I will say good for her for going to pick up her child, or trying to.
People ask me, why did I leave New York? Well, I had a runaway daughter that I came back home to. Backstory, my teenage daughter hopped on a Greyhound to go to New York. She was popping on TikTok, so I told NYPD she was about to be in New York, and they gaffled her ass up, and she went to jail. I chased her to New York. She went back to LA.
You sat in the county building for 2 hours just to get denied.
Yeah, I got denied because of your ass, because I was property of New York. So mama thought fast and said, let's go do an interview since they always interviewing you by yourself. Let's get interviewed with your mama. I was talking her ear off, which she don't like, so she had jokes.
This be you.
You just really gotta have a joke. Stop. Girl, just don't stop what? Child music relieved her pain, so I just let her. I gave her half of the money of the interview, and she still had a problem. Where you going, Nene? Where you going? No, where you going? I tried to record her because she's a 2-time sneaky runaway.
She's on this train. Looks nice enough. She's got all these kids with her. And she's like, thank you so much to blah, 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 somebody for the $100 gift card.
Stop playing.
Because of you, I was able to go first class on the train all the way up to New York. Single mother. Something.
Come on, with $100
that was
on
the
it.
cheapest train ticket I ever heard in my life. $100.
My daughter was FaceTiming me every day while I was in New York, and she was in LA with nothing but problems, so I told the show to get me out of here. Project Reconnect gave me $100 visa and a whole bunch of other stuff for the 4-day trip on the Amtrak. First class and all that. Yep, I was breastfeeding, had all of my kids. I had 4 with me, and I had 2 more to pick up. 1 in LA and 1 in Texas, yes. Because my daughter was running away for the past few years, my son was in Texas. But I said, you know what, God? Since I'm going state to state, I might as well go get my son up in Texas, and did. So I told my daughter, listen, child, we are getting breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the next 4 days. Pay for it. Thank you, Project Reconnect.
$100 gift card got her 3 meals a day. Also, this is apparently some type of charity, I think. Some type of charity, maybe it's NGO, something like that. I really don't know. But I don't know. Like, people are asking me why I don't donate my money to charities. And it's like, I don't. So Tanea and all her kids can go first class to New York for no reason on a vacation. Like, I don't want, that doesn't seem like a good use of my time or money, no.
Like, since she wanted, like, this shit is content for her for real, but, like, have your weird ass, like, donated any money?
Have
to
yours?
Any organizations for these type kids?
Let me see the receipt.
Like, that's what
Children
I'm
of the
talking
night?
about.
Where's your Children of the Night donation?
Like, have showed me some groundwork
it out.
you did. Since this got you so disturbed and I'm a degenerate,
I'll show you the groundwork I did. Free Britney Leader, she got free out of that conservatorship. Free Amanda Movement, she got free out of that conservatorship. Free Bam Movement, he got free out of that conservatorship. Shall I go on? How about the HBO documentary hit piece they made about just little old me? It was their series beginning, just to tear down my activism. How about the time that I stopped the Free Britney Act, which was a total shill act, in its freaking tracks? How about that? You want rap sheets? I got one. And I promise you don't want to compare yours with mine.
Look at me. relaxing in my roomette. So the roomette was
shit.
2 different rooms. Look at us in Alabama. Like, the shit was crazy. 2 different rooms. I couldn't even get a break because my kids would come up in there. But they had roommates for us.
Hold on, and I'm gonna pause it right here because I think this is very important. Whether you feel like you on the side of BJ or whether you on the side of Hefe, you feel me? I feel like whenever you do activism work, whenever you do charity work, you know, it is what it is. What's understood don't need to be explained, and you don't gotta like broadcast it for the whole world to see. You just gotta know in your heart that this is the person that you is, and this is the contributions that you are willing to make to see someone else have a brighter day or future or whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever you might attribute to that. But to broadcast and to compare and contrast, I feel like that's bullshit. It takes away from the actual meaning of you know, philanthropist. Come on, philanthropy. My bad.
Like our own little bunks, and I felt so like relieved.
I feel like I gotta
but when
say
we got to
Louisiana,
New Orleans, the NOLA,
I'm gonna just get my reaction as much as I can.
And when I say crazy, crazy.
Okay, speaking of luxury trips, I have some questions about this. She's living in a luxury hotel. Okay, remember, last time we talked about her, she was a homeless single mother in the laundromat. Her 304 daughter got worse. She's calling her daughter a 304, which is derogatory. Literally, something has to give. So here's another video that kind of is in that same type of vein, except now she's living at a luxury hotel. She's not homeless. She lives at a luxury hotel. I just need to watch this one again.
Hey, if you're a parent and you live in the state of California and your child is from 0 to 12, I have
It's crazy how I'm a single mom of 6 and I'm making it happen living out of a luxury hotel. Yep, I have to do what I have to do, and that's just what's going to be done. With all of my kids and just juggling school, high school, elementary, like, come on now, this is really crazy. But I make it happen because one thing about me is I'm really resilient with what I do. I have goals, I have dreams. My kids have goals and dreams as well, and I have to be my kids' advocate. Right now, I'm at a luxury hotel, living out of it, paying about $500 every 3 days just to stay in a nice environment for me and my children. Don't ask me how I get it. Sometimes I don't even know how I get it. I just get it done.
Just all that first part that she just said about being a mother and like making it happen, I actually agree with all of that. That is true. As long as you got family, you can make it out of anything. All of that, that's great. No, nothing wrong with that messaging. Nothing wrong with any of the messaging, really. I have some questions about the second half of the TikTok. Like,
right now, I'm at a luxury hotel, living out of it, paying about $500 every 3 days.
It's a lot wrong with the messaging, and it's what social media has programmed our brains to broadcast everything over social media. I feel like it's a lot wrong with having a problem and going to social media with it instead of actually trying to find the root cause of it and to fix it.
How? Okay.
Like, come on now. This is really crazy.
In a luxury hotel, like, that seems like it would be way more expensive. A luxury hotel seems like it would be way more expensive than like frankly even a luxury apartment. But then maybe it's like, okay, no, she wants this, you know, she wants the everyday omelets and the eggs your way, and that's included and that's more economical. Sure. And I'm not pocket watching by any means. I'm just trying to make sense of what I'm looking at here.
She's getting food and housing.
But 500 every 3 days in a luxury hotel, we know that's cap.
Yeah, she could get an apartment and groceries.
Last time I saw this woman, and I could actually see how having 6 kids and at all under any circumstance and trying to make sure they're gonna grow up right and stuff, probably real stressful, you know, just on its own. So I'm thinking, how could she ease her stress a little bit? Like a stable place to live would be nice, somewhere that's affordable somewhat. A luxury hotel seems like it would be pretty expensive. It also just doesn't seem like a place I would really want to raise a kid. It's not permanent. Like by default, it's not a permanent place. Like kids need to have somewhere where they feel like they live. And I understand transitional housing, all that. I'm glad stuff exists, but she's talking about how much she got to pay to live here. And it's very expensive. Listen what she says.
out of it paying about $500 every 3 days just to stay in a nice environment for me and my children. Don't ask me how I get it. Sometimes I don't even know how I get it. I just get it done.
I mean, the breakfast looks good.
Miracles, signs, and wonders.
Yeah, the
and just all
breakfast
of my
look hella good.
manifestations put
I
together.
ain't gonna lie, the breakfast look good for sure.
And a lot of
And my thing is this: at the end of the day, just like I hate to go back to a point that I previously made, but to broadcast your finances and your life over the internet is distasteful to me. You know what I'm saying? And
everybody's doing it.
Everybody.
Attracting and manifestations. I'm real big on that because one thing about me is I will imagine until it appears.
That looks good.
So just for someone looking at this, never give up because you won't be in this forever.
Okay, I will admit I do not want some French toast. Maybe not that French toast, but I'll agree with the first part and the last part of her video too. I'm not gonna disagree. You should just always be thinking high, but thinking of a higher way, optimistically, glass, half full and all of that. True, she's right, and it probably is how she manages to get anything done and accomplished with this chaos around her. But why I have questions about this I have questions, and it's now my business because it came across my algorithm. All right, it came across now it's my business. Put it in my face. She made the video. She was just a homeless single mom. Now she's living in a luxury hotel. Why is she paying every 3 days? What exactly is this living arrangement? Do the kids, don't they need to have somewhat of their own space and rooms at some point at a certain age? I don't really know. Does she have to move rooms every 3 days? Why is it such a strange specific number? Almost $500 every 3 days. What? That's $5,000 a month. She could stay at a luxury apartment for that. I mean, probably not with a lot of bedrooms, but anyway, another thing I stumbled upon when
that really don't make no sense. 500 every 3 days. You know what I'm saying? And that brings me back to the I guess you want to say the prostitution mindset. That's how prostitutes think. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? They living day to day. They paying. I don't know. So this is the type of choices that the daughter has to learn from. You know what I'm saying? What kind of life is that? Every 3 days, and proud of it though.
Did she say who pays the 500?
Didn't say, but you know what I'm saying? It's just to be proud of that. It's to be proud of it's not consistent. Mm-hmm. And I think as a kid you need some type of consistency.
And perusing through Tania's TikTok and other accounts was this video where we kind of get a little bit of a Nova's siblings reveal. I mean, one of the things that I've always found interesting is that there supposedly are 6 kids, but we don't really ever see any of them except Nova. Nova's the only one we ever saw. Or, I mean, I'm sure they show up here and there. But most recently, Tania has been breastfeeding uncensoredly on her social media accounts. I mean, I did have to see some of that against my own will. But other than that, we really don't see the other kids too much. She'll kind of flash them in the screen here and there. But in this video right here, there's a young man, like a teenage kid, boy, and a little girl. So it's kind of like, okay, a sibling revelation. All right. And then that brings us to Tania's son. Now, we already kind of met this son peripherally when Adam was mistaking him for Tania's man on the No Jumper interview that Tania and Nova did together earlier this month or whenever it was, the green hair. So Adam's like, oh, is that you have your man holding your baby or whatever? And she's like, that's my son.
I love that you got
I'm always ready anyway.
I love you got the homeboy over here taking care of your infant.
That's my son.
That's my brother.
Oh, that's your, how old is he? He looked grown as I didn't think you could have a kid. Yeah.
He's 17.
17. That's crazy.
He got a baby face to me. He look grown.
He looked grown to me. Yeah, it was like I was surprised.
So I think that's the same son as this son here. Also, the son seems to appear around the soft white underbelly. His name, at least, or his presence appears in that soft white underbelly book promotion interview with Tania and Nova, where Nova's like, the family doesn't like us. They only like my brother. He's the golden child.
We ain't talking about the kids. We talking about the whole family, right?
Well,
we are
whatever.
not cool.
Hyundai Ioniq 9 versus Tesla Model X. Look what Ioniq 9 has and what Tesla Model...
Because they judge us. They look at us like...
They do not like us. They don't like me for sure. They don't like her because I act like her. They like my brother because...
He ain't like us.
Yeah, he nice.
Like, it's us against the world.
Nova also said Tania likes the brother more than her. Okay, so I think this is the same brother we're talking about. And that's kind of how they presented this brother, Tania's older son. Maybe that was true, maybe that was not, maybe that is true. But I stumbled upon his TikTok, and it appears as though he may be up to the shenanigans just as much as his mom and younger sister. Let me get into it a little bit. So I'm gonna mostly, for the most part, skim through this quickly, but I just want to point out that there's some concerning things going on over there as well. And it does now fully make me question, absolutely without any doubt whatsoever, that Tania is an unfit parent in general. It isn't just like some grudge that she has, towards Nova. No, something has to have happened in this young man's life to deliver him to the time of like 16 or 17 years old and be doing this stuff. He has a very like kind of baby face. I don't see any gang tattoos on his face yet, but it's kind of like, I feel like this is a critical juncture. I feel like it's a critical moment. Okay, I feel like this is the get off the ride right now moment. Could be too late. I don't know. Yeah. But this is him right here. And I think the same one from that other video. Oh man, there's some alarming things here. I'm just going to point to two. The most recent TikTok that's up right now at the time that I'm recording this video is one where he's kind of like, when you find out she's over age and you're not even 18 yet, but you already did everything. With peace and love, I can understand how from a 16-year-old boy's perspective, a 16-year-old young man who's not yet an adult, that would seem cool. But I think it's time we all admit this is the way the cycle perpetuates. That is also abuse. Now, it could just be funny for a TikTok or whatever, right? But it's a concern. Hopefully it's not true. But if that's true, then these older, overage grown-ups that are grooming and abusing and committing crimes, statutory crimes upon young men, they also need to stop, because this is how the cycle perpetuates. There's a lot of talk about people being grown and fast when it comes to little girls. I don't really personally stand by or attest to that type of a philosophy. I think it's adults that are abusing children, but it's happening both ways. Absolutely. And I'm seeing a pattern start to repeat with these TikToks I'm seeing. There's this other one right here, and I'll leave you on that one. I was physically repulsed watching this TikTok because this is a child. This is a little boy. This is a child. I'm not saying he shouldn't know what that is. I'm not saying he shouldn't be making those type of jokes maybe to his friends. Okay. I know boys will be boys, but this is content for social media. It's public. And do you know who's on social media looking at public content made by children? Predators, criminals, PDF files. Why is this young man putting this content out instead of something else? I mean, these are the questions I have. These are things that I could have mentioned in that first video but didn't. Unsurprisingly, most people that watch that video that accidentally went viral, I mean, I say accidentally, but like every video, I just put it out. I hope that it does as good as it can do and I move on. This one I think it was my most viral video, at least within the first 3-4 days or whatever. But pretty much nobody seemed to really have a problem processing and understanding and frankly agreeing with the main points. Pretty much everyone was unanimous. Mark Laita was probably not in the right for doing that, although it probably wasn't only his fault. A lot of people were like, you can't blame Mark Laita. You can't blame him for this. He's just showing what's really out there. And it's like,
yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like he's just really trying to show what's out there. But at the end of the day, he see dollar signs. He see money behind this shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think, when he first came with those videos on Soft White Underbelly, like, he's seen how profitable that is. You know what I mean? Yeah. So why deter from the money making scheme?
Discretion, though.
It's definitely discretion. You definitely gotta have discretion when it comes to minors. But at the end of the day, I don't see where she could place a blame on him like she's trying to do. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong though.
I'm not blaming Mark Laita for anything. I am talking about, and I still am talking about, how Mark Laita used deliberately as an adult his platform to amplify, to highlight, to magnify a child who in the video spoke about sex acts, being underage. She spoke about running away. She spoke about where to find her. She talked about having a bad relationship or a rocky relationship with her own mother. All kinds of vulnerable things, including sex work and sex acts, which is by statute criminal activity. And all of this happened while this child was wearing a see-through, completely see-through, maybe you could call it bra, bathing suit, top, triangles.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. I could see where she coming from, but at the end of the day, like I said, he probably seeing dollar signs and he want to get the real raw nitty gritty feel of it, and it's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Looking at it through a magnifying glass is some bullshit. He could have did way more. Like you said, get her some clothes, not do the interview. But like I said, he saw dollar signs.
Censored. It was not censored. And she was talking about sex acts. And the title contained the phrase 13-year-old. Pretty much nobody had a problem seeing why that could have contributed to Nova's current situation. It put her on the map. She gives Mark credit for saving her life. Am I saying that he's to blame for anything? How could I? How could I? I certainly think he is to blame for putting her on the world stage. Millions of people around the world know who this child is. And all of these adults are choosing to frame the situation in a way that is not appropriate, and I rebuke. I do not consent. If that's their morals, they pushed it too far in my opinion, and I say no. But anyway, there were some people who did have some criticisms.
This is not the UGLY, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly, yeah, you ugliest quote going on in recent times. I don't know what exactly is.
So in the spirit of addressing some of those, even though I definitely don't work for y'all, I'll be addressing some comments.
Dave's Hot Chicken Bites. All right, Dave. You sure?
Okay, so I truly didn't even want to really even give this one credit because I truly think it's a bot, but we'll do it. We'll do it. Sick Biz, you're a white lady. Okay, we're off to a great start. You wouldn't understand having to put your black children into fight or flight mode because of the environment that they live in. You wouldn't understand. I'm going to say this is the most anti-black and racist comment that I've read all day.
Yeah, I don't really
this is a degenerate,
right
low down, and anti-black racist thing to say. This is to imply that whenever
everybody in their feelings and everybody just saying whatever that come today, everybody thinking emotionally right now, and it's very important not to emotionally respond, but it's very important to definitely think about what you say.
A black parent is stressed out. They have to put their own children into fight or flight mode. No, absolutely not true. And then one step further, have to be poor parents, such poor parents, and I mean pathetic and that type of poor, not monetary poor. So poor at parenting that your child is a 304, that's what you call her, and you also call her a U 2.0. That's your mini-me. This person is taking up for that type of behavior and saying all black people do this, and I wouldn't understand it. That's ridiculous. I'm sick of this type of argument because I also know it's just not true. It's not true. You don't have to do this to your children. Calling her a conniving bitch, you have to do that because it's black culture? False. You're never going to convince me of that. It's never going to happen. As far as your degenerate mindset, you are right. I would never understand. Can't relate. Anyway.
I don't understand why she's not been held responsible and why she still has possession of other children in her care.
So the mom is definitely responsible. That's your point. And that's a valid point. Like I say, it's a crazy time that we live in with this social media stuff. And
but if the parents aren't going to be held responsible, nothing's going to change.
Nothing's going to change.
They're going to go to group homes. They're going to leave the group home. Simple.
It's crazy.
Anyway, then somebody's uncle was in the chat basically threatening us. I'm putting this up there. That's a threat. Tyler Evans said, just get smacked for speaking on shit they don't know about. Then you better shut your mouth before you get smacked, bitch. Moving right along. Okay, so this is a comment I sometimes get from the Mark Leta supporters. I think she needed to tell her story. I agree, Bella. In the magnitude she lives her life. Okay, I'm with you so far, all right. I do think it's important People see her as she is on the street, as she is dressed on the street. No, I don't. You're wrong there. You're actually wrong there. It's not important for that to happen. In fact,
but that's how Mark is thinking. That exactly. I'm glad this person wrote this comment because that's exactly how Mark Latha was thinking. You know what I'm saying? It's important to tell this story and be real. But in hindsight, I mean, it's always 5 o'clock somewhere. They say, you know, so always have a beer in your hand. I guess it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? So if you gotta say that, I feel like you gotta say, have some type of integrity that says if this was your daughter or your niece or someone that you love, you wouldn't want them to be portrayed like that. So you gotta have some type of heart, even though you see the dollar signs, even though you know you're gonna get all this money and sponsors, you just really gotta just have a heart and know that, hey, this is probably not the wrong thing. I'm a avid photographer, documentarian, but I must have some type of integrity here, you know?
Yeah, I think protecting her body from being seen in that way, though, it doesn't take away from the magnitude of her story. Her story exists whether we see her undressed or not on the interview.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Indeed, if we take your logic, Bella, and we apply it to, for example, child abuse video material, if you know what I mean, what you are saying and advocating for, Bella, is that we should put that on Soft White Underbelly. Any and every film, we should put people being brutally anything and everything right there on Soft White Underbelly, like it's the faces of death, like it's rotten.com. Because why? You think that's important? Then I don't want to live in a society with you, Bella. I think it's important that we lock people that think that up, actually.
Oh shit. These dumbass ass, but yeah,
You're
this
banished.
shit is crazy.
If you put clothes on her, it dims the truth. Bella. What about a censor blur? What about a disclaimer at the beginning of the video from Mark Latha that says something like, this girl showed up with a see-through outfit on and I just couldn't sit in a room with her. It was just too much for me to bear as a father. No. Mark asked her about sex work and then later on pretended, in my opinion, I think he's lying, in my opinion, but I wouldn't know. He later on said he just didn't notice. You know what his reason for not noticing was? I will actually allow him in this clip to tell you for himself.
I did a video of a 13-year-old prostitute, and she had a bikini top that I wasn't even aware that you could see through it.
Oh, really?
Like, I'm not a breast man, so I'm not really looking at her breasts. But
what do you like in a woman's body?
The shape of her waist and hips and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Legs.
So you like more like curved kind of.
Long,
curving, like
tall and thin with nice curves.
Tall and thin but nice curves, yeah. Which is not the easiest mix to get.
There you have it. Not because I don't look at little kids that way. Not because I was so appalled as the father of a daughter that I couldn't even fathom my little baby girl being out there on the street like that, and I just had to cover her up. I had to take the shirt off of my own body and give it to her because I was so shocked and appalled. No, it's because he's an ass man, everybody. It's because he's an ass man. So no, that's inappropriate. And no, Bella, absolutely not. Moving on. Yes, good point, peep game pop off. They called her running away and being missing promotion. She said, yeah, it's clout right now. That was crazy. He's showing people who live in a bubble the reality. Y'all uncomfortable with real life things. The U.S. president is a sex offender with his friends. I don't know if he was ever convicted of any of that, so I don't want to be accused of defamation. That being said, I have been very, very, very vocally critical of the current U.S. president for his actions and behaviors toward women and children, and the one before that. So I'm an equal opportunity creep hater. All right, yes, I am. But anybody who follows this channel and actually ever watched any of my videos knows I don't live in a freaking bubble reality. My daddy overdosed on meth. Try to keep up. But I will agree with you on one thing. I like to try to find common ground. I am very uncomfortable with real life things. If the real life things are the normalization, glorification, and exploitation of child trafficking, I am very uncomfortable with it. Nova XO9827, and you should be too. And if you're not, what you should do is keep that shit to your self and in your neighborhood. Because see, what's happened now is all of this debauchery and this degeneracy has creeped out of the pits of hell where everybody thinks this is normal, and it's creeped onto my algorithm in my house in Princeton. And I am very uncomfortable with it. And guess what? Since it has now to do with a child, you've invoked my karmic duty as an adult to do something about it.
Right.
So what I've decided to do about it is to raise awareness. You're welcome, society. Nova XO9827 don't like it. Lee Mar Rock said, just imagine 100 years ago, a man could have committed an act of violence on you too. Well, I have something to tell you, Lee Mar Rock. We don't live 100 years ago. We live today. And today, I believe in fighting back with the full force of the law. And if I got to call the Department of Homeland Security, I will. I will find out who your baby mama is. I will help her in the custody battle. I will investigate you. Do not think you're going to even comment something about slapping me without a repercussion. Okay, so nobody's slapping me. Nobody's slapping me. But it does show the state of mind. Like, if you're not on my side, you're on the side of the people that think I should get slapped in the mouth. I mean, this is very Adam Grant Mason. Why make him the bad guy, though? If he never released the video, you wouldn't know about the situation to begin with. Focus on the mother who pimped her out instead. First of all, don't tell me what to do. I don't work for you. Second of all, I did focus on the mother heavily. So, done. Why make him the bad guy, though? That's a question for Mark. That's a question to ask him. Why he had that baby in there like that and rebroadcasted it and is now, to my understanding, still selling it. He's making money off of a child where you can see her exposed areolas through a bikini top. This grown man is still making money off of that, to what I understand. So, and in it, again, he's talking about sex acts. Okay? With... You know, this girl is talking about that with him. So you should ask him. That's a question for Mark. Why is he the bad guy? And if he never released the video, you wouldn't know about the situation. I would have preferred not to know about it. Truly. I would have preferred if Nova wasn't exposed to millions of predators, adults who care. I would have preferred that. I would have preferred not to know about it. Not everything needs to be known by everybody. Nova is in harm's way every day for the rest of her life. Because we needed to know about what? See her naked? No. No, these degenerate robots. Another sexually harassing comment. They are going to make you earn your name. So they are going to make me, that implies they're going to commit a violent sex act on me. A degrading, humiliating, and violent sex act on me because I said trafficking children is bad. This is what we're dealing with. And this is why I have to say something. And nobody ain't gonna do nothing about it. No, they're not. Are you with your mama? Don't argue with me. Are you with your daddy? Look at this degenerate. Chirac Finley.
She going crazy though.
Bless his
DJ
frontal lobe,
crazy,
Lord.
man.
Amen. You make it sound like he did corn with her just by interviewing her. I don't have to move any further. The tingle started going off on the top of my head because this shows the level of thinking of this man is such that he doesn't have sympathy for little girls. This is creep behavior. This is banished from the island behavior already before the even second clause.
That's the word.
Why aren't you hanging up on the parents and trying to get him kicked off of YouTube? I'm not trying to get him kicked off YouTube. He could be on YouTube if he wants to be on you. Who said? The frontal lobe is just missing. Sometimes I'm just like, can the mothership just come pick me back up, please? I am tired of this ride. I like your videos, but you wasting your time. I don't want you to like my videos. Unsubscribe and leave me alone and don't come back over here. I'm going to call the FBI. Mind your business, lady. This is my business now because it came across my algorithm. If y'all don't want people talking about your business, keep it in your freaking house, at least on your front porch, at least at the community center, because now it's come across my timeline and now it's my freaking business. If you're asking me, you're doing the same thing he's doing. Well, I didn't ask you. At least he wasn't judging. You're bringing light to something everyone sees already. At least he wasn't judging. Well, he should have been judging. You're supposed to use discernment. He should have been judging. He should have been judging. I'm bringing back judging. Judging needs to come right back. We need to bring back shaming. We need to bring back judging. We need to bring back humiliating people. The next sentence, you can't bring light to something everybody sees already. That's just bot behavior. Talk about your own culture. This is my culture. This is the internet. If my baby cousins, if my future children can see it, it's my culture. What's going on in them KKK towns that we don't know about? That is actually a great question. I have no idea. Just like I would have no idea what y'all were doing on Figueroa Street if it wasn't made to be my business by all of these different people. Adults. I would have no idea what was going on over there. Just like I have no idea what's going on in them KK towns. I'll probably be worrying about Jay-Z or whatever, something they doing. I'm not trying to get in everybody's business. Yeah, they made it public. They continue to make it public. This is a child, and people who don't see that have a problem, not me. Again, somebody said, someone needs to put you on the track. This is how these degenerates think about not only children, but women. Anybody that challenges their frontal lobe, and that's why they're all so fucking stupid. They've never really had to sharpen their intellect because they've been able to slap a since forever because they're in a set. I'm not in.
And I'ma just keep it real. I really can't say too much about BJ because I really don't know BJ. But at the end of the day, she's defending herself very honorably and eloquently.
Yeah, I agree.
In a set. The set that I'm in is I will call the fucking cops and live stream the whole thing. The set I'm in is little girls deserve protection from predators. And I don't know, I think maybe they got some people in the set even probably think that. I think everybody's tired of y'all. I think everybody's tired of y'all. But someone needs to put me out there to be sexual, to be raped. I belong out there getting raped. I belong out there getting put in a dog kennel and eating cat food because I said they need to stop abusing little girls. This is what's being put in my comments. And this was the nice ones. Look at this freak. Oh my God, Andre Bugatti. Put him on a list right now. Y'all out here thinking these kids are... Oh my God. Y'all here thinking these kids out here innocent. When camera on, they act all different. Just because the law say a certain age don't mean they aren't mature enough. Look at this file in my comments.
Yeah, that's some
she
bullshit.
She could have.
That's some bullshit. I'm going to stop it right there. That's why I initially never wanted to come into this topic. But this is hot mic, hot topic. We dive into the BS. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna dive right in. At the end of the day, a minor is a minor, and if you can't differentiate, if you can't put that, you know what I'm saying, to the forefront, then yeah, like this comment right here, this is some bullshit. You know what I mean? And it needs to be called out.
It's half stupid. Easily reached out for help. This is what she wants for her life. 15 years old. When she got pulled into this, she was 13. She was walking on the street with her friend to go to the gas station and get a snack because her mom was abusing her. That is her version of the story. I don't know. I wasn't there. And you have creeps like this saying kids ain't innocent. They want it. They're asking for this statutory. It's a mindset a lot of people have.
That's
Somebody
crazy.
said they subscribe for the American flag. I gotta tell y'all, some people apparently don't like the American flag. That was some of the comments were like, I can't watch this video because I can't take the American flag seriously. This person had blue hair, so maybe I don't know what was going on. But, girl, I love the American flag. I have a lot of American flags. I brought the other one in for backup. I have a lot and I'm gonna keep getting more. I love the American flag. Land of the free, home of the brave. And you know what? This American flag stands for the proposition, yes it does, that I get to say what I want to say without having somebody slap me or put me on FIG or in a dog cage or in an asylum or in a prison. Hell yeah, America. Now put a boot in your ass. It's the American way. So, you know, there was a few degenerates like that had criticisms, but most people were on board with the general gist of the video. They got the main points and they were like, something just simply must be done. And I was like, I mean, I totally agree. That's why I made the video. Well, a whole nother side plot popped up. An inexplicable beef was born.
It's a new beef brewing at No Jumper. Now, this is an unlikely pairing, if you ask me. And Hefe versus BJ investigates.
So a major concern I had in that first video, I've mentioned it here again today, is how a child, like, for example, in Nova's position, would escape.
Shit.
I'm getting ready to go out with my girlfriends really quick. We're going to dinner. I'm at that age where I can't read the menu anymore.
Like, I think we all agree it's a bad situation. How does somebody in Nova's situation get out of the situation? You start looking around, right? Like, I don't know her, never talked to her, have no plans to, don't really need to. But I showed y'all those clips, the examples of how she keeps getting kicked out of her mom's house. We heard about the abuse in the group homes, even from this documentary all the way back into the, in the 80s.
He produced a package of upholstery needles.
and told me he wanted me to stick every one of them.
Let's look around. Could Mark later? Maybe he could help her. No. He said it himself. He loves the way she's growing up. You're growing up beautifully. All right, fine. Let's look to her mom. Let's look to her dad. Nope. We already got that. The mom is the reason Nova can't be at her house. Apparently, allegedly, according to Nova. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there. But I am more inclined to believe the child in a situation. Okay, fine. Let's look around some more. Maybe Adam 22. Maybe somebody from No Jumper might be able to help Nova. Put yourself in Nova's situation. She is a child. 13, 14, 15-year-old kid. She's looking around. Which adults does she actually have access to? You look at the No Jumper, and here's Adam.
Yeah, isn't it just isn't this the case that this shit's just normalized? Isn't this shit just normalized?
All I'm saying is is this basically totally normalized in the pimp world?
No. Hell no.
For sure. So there's a big chunk of people who think that that's fucked up and wrong.
For sure.
There's
absolutely
man out there everybody doing it, with a fucking heart thinks that's
personally.
Look, that's normalized because it's too many cases. You talking to a that's been in the feds, been in the state. I've seen too many, whether they gangbangers or from whatever state, all these.
Hey, that shit is not normalized. And I'm gonna say that right here. You feel me? That shit ain't normalized. That shit ain't cool. You feel me? That's a minor. Period.
Minor.
Getting out here trying to pimp. These ain't playing the game how it's supposed to go.
And right next to him, Aunt Heffy going, absolutely, totally normalized.
Some people be grown and fast and thrust themselves into it.
That was my point. Who does Nova go to get out of this? When she runs away, her mother can legally take her. When they put her into a group home, she runs away. The pimps get her again. How does she get out? I mean, this is an age-old question. Hopefully, you would hope there's someone around, a respected, respectful, trustworthy adult who might have some access to some program or just something. Who knows? I don't really know. I don't pretend to know. But I'm just putting myself in Nova's position, and it's if I'm Nova, what am I doing? I'm probably not doing anything. I'm probably stuck. That's my point. She probably can't come forward and say anything to anybody, either because she's scared to, or they can't do anything either, or they don't have any she's just stuck. That's my point. Isn't that sad? Then there's all this background stuff with a Rico and
yeah, that's some bullshit. And it's really sad to think about, for real. I gotta stop it right there, for real.
She's getting threatened by grown men.
She didn't mention a group home. Group home let her down.
The government, everybody, you feel me? The community, the government, everybody let this child down. You know what I'm saying? Nobody stepped in and was like, this is a minor, this is a kid.
Matter of fact,
and ATM Richie, she better stay out the way for better days and better plays on the dead homies.
And a little bit Nova, dead homies. Nova know what time it is. Nova better stay out the way for better days and better plays. Dead homies. Her and her punk ass mama. Not playing.
Damn.
It's not.
The same guy that puts women in dog kennels and feeds them cat food and burns them in the shower and puts cigarette butts out on them is threatening a little girl.
What do you think is up with Nova? You mean the little girl?
Who does she come forward to? And in that backdrop, Aunt Hefe makes a comment that sometimes little girls be fast and grown and thrust theyself into the lifestyle.
Some people be grown and fast and thrust themselves into it.
Not everyone is forced in a dog cage and a cat cage or whatever. Okay, fine. That demonstrates to me where his mind is at. That he believes that a child has the ability to consent to being thrusted into a sexual encounter. Because they don't. Not morally, not legally. Nova specifically stated she doesn't like to leave her house because people already have this grown and fast perception of her. So think of it from Nova, right? She's I don't like to leave my house. People be saying I'm grown and fast, and they say that I'm too fast, and I'm a hoe and this that.
Yeah, it's no consent when it comes to a minor. Come on, it ain't no fake ID. She gave me a fake ID. It ain't none of that. It's a minor. Stop playing.
And the other, and so I don't like to leave my house. Okay, fine. I remember that. Then we have Aunt Hefe saying, yes, some of them grow fast. So it shows to me you have a kind of a negative impression of children who get put into this lifestyle. So I'm thinking, all right, okay, so if I'm Nova, am I going to that guy who's yeah, some of them be for growing and fast? No, I'm not going. I'm not going to go forward. I'm not going to go and tell him because I don't believe he would be sympathetic. Because Nova has already said people call her grown and fast. So that's where my mind is. And so I said, I don't think anybody will be surprised as to why people wouldn't come forward to a creep like this, with creeps like this around. This is the mindset of everyone around. Oh, it's so, it's so normal, and it's so everybody's doing it and picking up girls from the high school. Well, girl, whoo, that man did not like that criticism. Aunt Heffy did not like the criticism. He flashed out. He's now deleted the video. He probably knew. He probably knew I was about to make this video. Y'all, he flashed out on his channel. He called me dumb. He called me a dumb, stupid blonde. He called me a dumb, stupid Karen.
The recipient of Hot Topics
Who is it?
is a Karen.
Karen?
And if y'all know who this YouTube channel is, I'm pretty sure y'all know who she is. If y'all
and Hefe going crazy. And Hefe going crazy. Stop playing.
I understand. I fully understand the true statement of what they say about blondes being silly. So I had wished kind of like a brunette had cut.
Brunette, that's one. Don't stereotype anybody. Don't stereotype anybody, bro. That was not about, about blondes being ditzy. So what? So the stereotype about ex-cons being ditzy is true too, right? This is why you shouldn't do that. Don't do that. That's not nice. Don't do that.
Man, this shit is crazy. This shit really crazy.
Pretty much everything but a child of God, which I obviously am. I supposedly took this man out of context. I clipped him, edited him, chopped him. Somehow, I guess I unfairly represented or chopped up what he actually said to make it seem worse than it was. This is his perception. I regret to inform you I did absolutely no such thing. And even if I did do such a thing, maybe I took him out of context there. He has doubled and tripled down, not only on his own channel and a now deleted video, but then again, later that afternoon on the No Jumper podcast, the man had lost his voice. The voice was lost and gone. The voice was lost and gone. I think he'd been crying the whole time. He was so mad.
Fans.
They're fans.
Everybody does that.
Yeah, man. No, everybody knows they do. And like when they're saying that, it's actually kind of hard.
Motherfucking frog. Motherfucking Disney frog with a wig on.
The man has a propensity not to be able to get the insults out of his mouth. It's your moment. The music, the moment. He can't get it out. He's trying to say, I look like a Disney frog with a wig on. The irony here is that he is as bald-headed as a Reese peanut butter cup, okay? Talking about anybody else's hair is really beyond the pale. Let's not go there, okay? Because the very last thing, I got about 2 feet of hair.
Man, she going crazy on Aunt Hefe right now, man. I'm trying to finish this. Hold on. She going crazy.
Hold on. Myself, all right? And it's bleached. Okay, so let's not Disney frog in a wig when you are the little bitch who can't even get the insult out because you're croaking quite literally like a frog and you don't have a piece of hair. You are a bald-headed scallywag. Ain't got no hair in the back type of guy, okay? Or the front or the top or the side, all right? So at least I got hair is really honestly all that needs to be said. Like, please. Slick, amphibious, reflective, and can't even get it out without croaking. And what you decided to go with is Disney frog? That was a bit on the nose. With what I said in the clip, I absolutely stand by. I would not feel comfortable coming forward in this room of people with any sexual assault allegation at all. So why would a little girl, when she's accusing their associates, their friends? My point remains. That was the point. But they want to split hairs over here, okay? They want to act like I chopped.
Definitely. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, these type of dialogues need to be had. And I feel like this needs to be said that at the end of the day, you can't condone anything to do with a minor. It's just, you can't do it.
Chop the sentence up because ultimately at the end, everyone agreed child sex trafficking is bad. And I didn't put that in there. I cut it off before they could all agree. Child sex trafficking is bad. Like, no one called them child sex traffickers. I actually didn't even say they condoned it. They're putting all kind of words in my mouth. They were so upset that I called the behavior degenerate accurately And I was talking about Aunt Heffy. I think they're also mad that I gave a shout out to Almighty Suspect, who's usually on like the chopping block of like people making fun of him. I said I got to give him a shout out because he did behave correctly. Like he was like, no, we're not going to go any.
Hold on. We got
fast, loose, loud, fast, grown. No, we're not doing none of that. Kid is a kid. That's it. And I'm like, yeah, true. I don't even have to agree with him on anything else he's ever said in his life, but true to that. Well, I think they were all a little upset.
A bitch out there cooking. I would never in life think that I would get a shout out from a white lady with an American flag. This shit is crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Racial tensions in America are healing. The Almighty Suspect has gotten a shout out from a white lady with an American flag. Racial tensions are healing. I am happy to.
It's going down right now.
So it's clear that Heffy did just want his flowers. He wanted a little attention. Okay, so I'll give him a couple things. All right, number one, here's the part of the sentence where he did say, "You asshole" or whatever if you mess with kids.
Feel me? I don't have to judge paperwork. I don't have to read paperwork with trafficking and people getting starved, getting locked in rooms, and you know what I'm saying. And some people be fast and thrust themselves into that. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't just all because they underage that they being tricked. Some people be grown and fast and thrust themselves into it, and it don't matter whichever way you slice it.
It's up to you.
Once you understand somebody's underage and you deal with them like you're a piece of shit.
You are
bad.
It's still predatory. I don't give a fuck if she come with 10,000 hot and ready.
At KPMG, we make the difference by prioritizing data as the primary driver of informed decision-making.
I'm cool.
I do agree. I'm glad he said that. I mean, I think the bar is so low. The bar is so low. Hell is not even a good bar anymore. It's below hell. The bar might have gone transcendent and it's in heaven now. It's so low. We have switched poles. The bar is so low, the poles have switched. If y'all are mad I didn't play all of y'all agreeing that statutory rape is bad, child sex trafficking is bad, and statutory rape is bad. We all agree. Thank you. Thank you, young Aunt Heffy, for saying that. You are right. I do agree. That wasn't the point. The point is you harbor a mindset about children, and it shows through your words. Children cannot consent morally, ethically, spiritually to a sexual encounter with an adult, and certainly not legally. So anybody calling a kid fast implies that the kid has the capacity to make an informed adult choice about their sex acts, and they don't. That's my focus. And when a little girl around y'all hears stuff like that, they automatically know that too. Especially little girls that are already considered to be fast. Especially little girls who have green hair and face tattoos. Who everybody in the world would say, she's fast and grown. Look at the clothes she's wearing. She's not even wearing a this, that. She must be asking for it. No, that's still a child. There's no fast and grown about it. So the fact you harbor the mindset to think that a little kid could consent to something like that is my issue. The point remains that it is no wonder why people don't come to you to report stuff like that, because you would probably minimize it. You would probably blame them. That's what they're thinking. And that's what I believe. So if you...
But yeah, this was Hot Mic, Hot Topic. We appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. We're going to end it right here, man. But yeah, we in the building.